Beneath all the thoughts, all the stories, have you ever wondered who you really are? Is the you that wakes in the morning, rehearsing old arguments in the shower, planning tomorrow's battles over coffee, truly you? Or is it a ghost, a voice in the head, stitched together from memory, expectation, and the hum of unfinished stories? Neuroscientists call this ghost the default mode network, the part of the brain that lights up when the mind wanders, when we drift into daydreams, self-talk, or rumination. It's the stage where the idea of a self is performed. And yet, how strange, the very network that gives us identity and continuity is also the one that traps us in loops of regret, comparison, and worry. Philosophers have wrestled with this paradox for centuries. Heraclitus once said, "I searched for myself and could not find me." The Buddha taught that the self is an illusion, a temporary pattern of thoughts and sensations. And modern neuroscience adds a new thread. When the default mode network becomes overactive, we become prisoners of our own narration, circling endlessly inside the story of me. Imagine this. You're standing on the shore of a vast ocean. Waves crash, carrying memories, fears, judgments, and plans. The default mode network is like a radio, constantly broadcasting weather reports about those waves. Who you were, who you should be, what others might think. Useful sometimes. But if the radio never stopped, you'd forget the salt in the air, the sand beneath your feet, the living sea before you. That's our struggle. We mistake the radio for reality. We mistake the story for life itself. Psychologists see this clearly. An overactive default mode network is linked to depression, anxiety, and obsessive rumination. The mind rehearses pain like an endless play, and the actor, the self, can't leave the stage. But there's a secret hidden in plain sight. Awareness. When you notice the wandering, when you realize, I'm lost in thought, a quiet miracle happens. You are no longer just the thinker. You are the witness of thought. And in that moment, the self begins to loosen its grip. Close your eyes, not to escape, but to return inward. Inhale slowly and feel yourself arrive in this moment. The mind may chatter, but notice this. The chatter is not you. You are the one aware of it. Awareness is the light that exposes the stagecraft of the default mode network. Without it, we live as characters in a script we didn't write. With it, the curtain lifts, and life opens, raw, unfiltered, alive. This is where the journey begins. Awareness is the doorway. But once we see the illusion, how do we live beyond it? That's where presence comes in. If awareness is the doorway, then presence is stepping through it. It's one thing to notice the voice in your head, it's another to live beyond it. Presence is the quiet art of returning again and again to what is here now. The default mode network thrives on elsewhere, replaying the past, projecting the future, spinning webs of identity. But presence is rebellion. It interrupts the circuit. It says, this breath, this step, this touch of life. Neuroscience shows that when you rest in presence, through meditation, mindful walking, or even pausing to notice your surroundings, the activity of the default mode network decreases. Your brain literally shifts from story mode into direct experience mode. The Stoics taught this discipline long before brain scans confirmed it, focusing only on what's within your control. The Zen masters went further. There is only this sip of tea, this sound of the bird outside the window. Life reveals itself when the self grows quiet. But presence is not withdrawal. It's the most radical form of engagement. To be present is to meet life nakedly, without the armor of narrative. In that clarity, choice becomes possible. Imagine a storm. The default mode network is the thunder, loud, insistent, rumbling with fear or desire. Presence is the ground beneath it. The storm passes, the ground remains. To cultivate presence is to root yourself in that ground, so that life's weather does not sweep you away. Start with the body. The body is the anchor of presence. Take 3 slow breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the weight of your body supported by the earth. Presence is always available through sensation, because sensation lives only in the now. Label thoughts gently. When you catch yourself drifting into past or future, say, That is a thought. And here I am. Return to what is real, the breath, the sound, the pulse of the moment. Even simple rituals help. Walking without your phone, drinking tea slowly, pausing before you speak. Each act is a training ground. Each return strengthens the muscle of awareness. Presence is not escape from self, it's freedom from its tyranny. It restores proportion. The self becomes a servant, not a master. And when presence deepens, we realize something profound. We are not isolated minds. We are embodied beings, shaped by the environments we inhabit. And so, the next step is remembering our allies, the body and the world. Presence awakens us to the fullness of now. But to live fully present, we must remember, the mind is not floating in isolation. It is tethered to the body, shaped by the spaces we move through, the air we breathe, and the people we surround ourselves with. The default mode network wants us to believe we are trapped inside the skull. But neuroscience says otherwise. The brain is embodied. Signals from your heart, lungs, and gut continually shape thought and emotion. Even posture matters. Slouch and the mind grows heavy. Stand tall and confidence stirs. Aristotle saw it too. We are sculpted by repeated action. Confucius spoke of ritual, movement and breath that refine the soul. The body is the training ground for the spirit. Spiritual traditions echo this truth. Yogis stretch not just for health, but for awareness. Indigenous rituals connect heartbeat to drum, body to earth. The body is a doorway into presence, the environment, its echo chamber. Ask yourself, what environments shape your mind? Screens glowing late at night, fueling comparison and craving? Or sunlight through leaves, softening the chatter within? Nature restores. The Japanese call it Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing. It lowers cortisol, calms the default mode network, and returns us to balance. Your environment is not neutral. It either fuels restlessness or nurtures peace. Choose consciously. Move daily. Breathe consciously. Declutter your space. Use ritual, light a candle, stretch before bed, open a window. Anchor habits in the body, and the mind will follow. When body and environment align, a new power awakens, imagination. For once we are grounded, we can begin to reshape reality from within. The default mode network is a storyteller. It weaves fragments of memory into the tale of me. But when that tale hardens, I am anxious. I am broken. The grooves deepen. Neuroplasticity is our redemption, the brain's ability to rewire through thought and practice. When you hold a new belief, when you imagine a new possibility, you're not daydreaming, you're sculpting your mind. William James said, "Belief creates the actual fact." Nietzsche added, "We are all greater artists than we realize." Imagination is not escape. It is creation. Prayer, mantra, visualization. These are ancient technologies of transformation. To whisper "I am whole, I am enough" is an act of quiet revolution. A new neural path begins. Try this. 1. Affirmation. Speak a truth you wish to live. 2. Visualization. Feel yourself already becoming it. 3. Reframing. Replace "I'm stuck" with "I'm growing." 4. Creative play. Write, paint, or sing, not to perfect, but to free. The default mode network may sketch the old story, but belief and imagination are the colors that can repaint it. Science agrees. Imagined practice activates the same brain circuits as real action. The mind rehearses tomorrow's reality today. But the highest form of imagination is not about self alone. Its true power unfolds when it flowers into kindness. Awareness, presence, embodiment, and imagination all point to this. Kindness, giving, and love. The default mode network whispers endlessly of me. But when we give, when we lift another, the whisper fades. The story of self softens into connection. Generosity activates the brain's reward pathways, releasing oxytocin and dopamine, the chemistry of belonging. Compassion meditation quiets the default mode network, replacing rumination with empathy. The giver is healed as much as the receiver. Marcus Aurelius wrote that humans are made for others, like hands for holding. Across traditions, Giving is sacred. Seva, caritas, metta, loving kindness without condition. Think of kindness as a tuning fork. When struck, its resonance travels far beyond you. A smile, a quiet patience, a listening ear, each one sends ripples farther than you know. And here lies the paradox. In giving, we discover the truest self, the one not separate from life. The mystics called it union, awakening. In kindness, the illusion dissolves. Practice it daily. Offer kindness without reward. Send a silent wish. May you be free. May you know peace. Give patience, attention, forgiveness. These are the highest currencies of all. When kindness becomes your way of being, the default mode network loses its grip completely. Life ceases to be me and my story. It becomes a shared symphony of love and awareness. And so, we return to the question we began with. Who are you really? You are awareness itself, grounded in presence, embodied in the living world, gifted with imagination, lifted by kindness. The illusion of self may be crafted by the brain circuits, but your true being is boundless. You are not only the story, you are the silence beneath it, the presence within it, and the love that flows beyond it. Let this stay with you. Awareness, presence, embodiment, imagination, kindness. They are not concepts, they are practices. Stepping stones into a life less haunted by illusion and more alive with truth. And when you give, when you love, when you live beyond yourself, you awaken to what was always here, not a ghost in the head, but a boundless self woven into the fabric of all things. If this resonated with you, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing, so that together we can bring more light, awareness, and kindness into the human story.